Craft Coffee Chats with Richard Foote and Caroline Reynolds.
Hello everyone, so I'm Richard Foote and welcome to Craft Coffee Chats, and today I'm speaking to the lovely jeweller maker Caroline Reynolds. Hi Caroline.
Hello Richard. My messy workshop.
Yeah, looks like a great workshop to me. Fascinating selection of tools behind you and trinkets.
Crammed with bits and bobs, yeah.
Well, as every studio should. So I've sort of known you a few years now through craft coffee mornings and stuff that happened during the pandemic, but you've been making jewellery for quite a while. How did your jewellery journey begin?
Probably in a pub. I did a foundation a few years before that, and I was floating around. I couldn't decide which direction I wanted to go in, and I was chatting to a friend, and she just started working in a jeweller's as an apprentice, and she wasn't being taught properly. She was employed at the same time as a boy, and he was being trained, and she was being left to make the tea and just size wedding rings. And she said, if you want to do this, go to college because they'll train you properly. And so I was really hooked with the idea, and I applied to Central School of Art and got in. So I was over the moon. I was just very surprised. I didn't expect to get in because I'd not had that kind of, I don't know, not had that background really. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's quite a lot of people I don't think who've got an artistic background as such in terms of qualifications who've gone into making and being artists and stuff. So it's not a problem anymore anyway, at least.
No.
Sort of, yeah. So what kind of things inspire your work? Because I know that you do very intricate things with metal.
Yes, it's all feeds in from the natural world. I'm very taken with the kind of minutiae of everything. You know, you look closer and then closer and closer, and you see a bit more and a bit more. And it's just the pattern and the detail. I kind of have a real thing for pattern, I guess, and it plays out, and I like to see it on metal surfaces. I'm immediately taken by the pattern on your background.
Yeah, I think this is Swedish inspired knitting by Elmina Fors. I don't know if you.
Oh, right, yeah, lovely. Yeah.
She was in Brighton for a while, but yeah. Good blanket. Yeah. So do you have like microscopes or kind of magnifying glasses to look at the details of different things, or when you're out? Or
good glasses. No, I just like most people that we've discovered on our craft coffee mornings, I fill my pockets with treasures when we're out on walks, and I live very close to the Ashdown Forest that's at the bottom of the road, and pick stuff up all the time. But I also pick up things like dead animal bones and things like that, because it's really not, being interrupted. Sorry. Yeah, I like the structure of things as well.
Yeah. I think there's we made a film of a jeweler called Kate Gilliland quite a long time ago now, but she used a lot of animal bones and stuff, and they're just really beautiful. They're tiny little
yes, and the way they fit together, and the whole kind of movement of them in the joints.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So have you got a box full of those then, or bits and bobs?
I have got bits on the
Okay.
which I don't know. Some people might be horrified by dead birds mainly.
It's amazing. Yeah, lots of makers collect stuff like that and things that they find, whether it's beach combing or river mudlarking on the rivers and stuff. Everyone seems to have a collection of something in their studios, which is great. It's always fascinating to see what people have picked up and stuff.
Yes, I'm always interested to see what other people have picked up, because it's really different to what I would find. So,
do you ever do any like trading between different people? Like,
that would be a really good idea. But having said that, I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I'd want to part with them. And that's another thing. One of my students gave me some pieces to put on my shelf, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
They have to be kind of really specific to me, and someone else's eye isn't the same as mine.
Yeah. No, I think that, when you find something, there's a story behind it in terms of where you found it and when you found it and all that kind of stuff. But if you just acquire stuff with no meaning, it sort of just doesn't have the same connection, does it?
No, I guess also there's the place that it came from, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, you can look at something on a shelf and then it sort of takes you back to that place or time, doesn't it? It's sort of a memory.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also it's the collection as a whole as well that kind of gives you, I don't know, I suppose it's probably time I pruned it a bit, made room for some new. But I've seen other makers have like a cupboard of bits, and I think that's a really nice idea too.
Yeah. Have you got room for a cupboard?
No. In my next workshop. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's
required.
I've got space in this bit here for three other places for people to work when I was teaching, but I'm not teaching at the moment.
Okay.
And I've got room out in the hall for 4 more. But I cover that space. I want a whole bench so that I can spread out a bit. I need a bigger workshop.
So do the finds, are they mostly inspiration, or do you ever use them in the work at all?
Yes, especially seed heads and leaves, that kind of thing. Definitely. I'll see something and it particularly grabs me and I'll draw it. I don't work, if I can show you something, I don't work directly into metal usually, rarely.
Right.
I don't know if you can see that. So
just about
kind of
cool.
I don't know if you can see that, but I sketch what I'm thinking of. I find it much easier to visualize what it's going to be if I get it on paper first.
Okay.
And then with size, I might cut it out in paper, if not the actual thing, but the size of it, and hold it up against myself to see what it would look like in terms of the size of it. Because I have done, in the past, long time ago, I'd make something and think it's too small or too big or whatever.
Okay.
So I like to know how I'm going to construct it before I start. So work out the process on paper too. So it's kind of quite visual for me.
Okay.
But I don't make it up as I go along, really, unless I get stuck. Sometimes happens. You kind of think, oh, well, that didn't work.
And so with the scale of the work, is there a bit of a balancing act between like what works, what is actually physically possible to make, and is there kind of a bit of a sort of a balancing act in terms of how big something needs or small?
That's tricky, because when I was taught, everything had to be comfortable, wearable, functional, and that's completely out the window now. And I find that quite hard to break. But for practical reasons, I wouldn't wear something if it wasn't comfortable. I mean, some things like cocktail rings, or something that's large, and you wouldn't want to be making the bed with that on, kind of thing. So I appreciate that some things are just worn to wear out to a party or whatever. So that's kind of fine. But I tend to make jewellery that can be worn all the time. So yeah, I'm not really into making things that are uncomfortable. As far as scale's concerned, I'll show you in a bit the biggest piece that I need. But because everything I like is most, like the house, the room size, the car is small, and I don't know whether that's it's very strange. When I went to when I first started at art college, I was very aware that everyone in my class drew in the same way as me, small and kind of detailed and all the rest of it. And I'd not come across that before, so that was really interesting. And I tend to like that, small, like cozy spaces.
And so what's the kind of smallest thing you've made in your career then? Have you tiny?
Yeah, lots of things are tiny, but tiny earrings, but I mean most of us do that. Mostly the smallest things are the details on the pieces that I make. Like sorry, I during lockdown I taught myself hand engraving. And I would like to do more of it, because I'm quite slow and I probably do it all wrong because it's self-taught. But I enjoy the pattern and the kind of 3D aspect of it, rather than just flat pieces, which is what I mostly do. And that is very intricate and minute, so I need my goggles for that.
Yeah, I definitely use mine for when I'm doing my model making, because I just can't see a little bit properly anymore. It's definitely useful.
You kind of wonder whether people will actually be able to see what you've actually achieved at the end of it.
I know, this is it. I have to get a magnifying glass next to you.
Overall, the effect is there, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So because you do a lot of piercing in your work, don't you, with a saw? Is that something you've done throughout your career?
Yes. Right from when I started, I did that. When I was at college, I did a lot of repoussé and chasing. So I would form the piece in the pitch and make a hollow form, and then pierce it afterwards. So I've always enjoyed both of those. I just found that repoussé was so time consuming, and in order to repeat things, I'd have to have them cast. So I kind of stuck more with the piercing.
Yeah. What is repoussé for someone who doesn't know?
Okay, yes. Repoussé it needs to push. So So you put the metal in pitch bowl, which is like this. Sorry, not prepared. Like this. You can see I haven't used it for ages. But it's you hammer, you soften it to make the pitch soft, and then you put your metal in it, and it goes hard, and then it supports it, so you can mold it with punches to any shape you like, and then you can turn it over and hammer it with tools on the other side to make patterns. So, and there's a hammer, which is my favourite hammer for doing this job.
Oh, that's a nice looking hammer. That's cool.
It's lovely. It's got a lovely weight to it, and it springs.
Nice,
so, yeah.
Nice. Is that one of your favourite tools then?
It is one of my favourite tools, but I have got some other favourite tools.
Oh, okay. Well, whilst we're talking about those, do you want to show us those and tell us what they're?
I had a neighbour who was he was a retired jeweller. He gave me these.
Nice.
And the thing about these is, I don't know if you can see, but they've been filed. So they're rounded there.
Yeah.
They're such a sweet little pair of pliers.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that the handles on those, they're quite bendy in comparison with other pliers that I've seen. Are they for a particular purpose? The bendy?
I don't know. I think I've not seen a pair like this before. But yeah, no, I think they're just beautiful. They feel so nice in the hand.
Yeah.
So I really like them.
Cool.
Got a bit notched at the top. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't really think about adapting tools that much, and occasionally I do it, and it's really because you don't want to spoil a tool that you might use for something else. But I do have other tools that I've been given like that, which are I don't know, files that have had the back filed off, so you can get into places.
Right. Yeah.
It's really nice, yeah.
And what
and in here, he gave me this as well.
Okay.
A wooden pot.
Yeah.
And inside are drill bits. And they're, can you see that?
A bit.
See them?
Just about. Yeah. So what are they?
They're just plain like nails that have had the ends. Is that any easier
a bit.
there?
Yeah.
Easier to see. And that have just had points put on them.
Okay.
And you can drill with them.
Oh, right.
And that's kind of proper old school drill bits.
Interesting.
Fascinating. Yeah. But they work. So so they're quite treasured tools.
Cool. And do you use them sort of regularly or just occasionally for a special?
The drill bits I don't use so much, mainly because the holes I drill are often very tiny and they're quite big.
Right.
So, for instance, I would drill, this is a piece I was going to show you later, but that's kind of like one of my favourite pieces that I've made.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Thank you. And so I would drill a hole in the bits that are, say, in here.
Yeah.
And then saw out around it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of piercing involved in that.
Yes, it's very absorbing, and I listen to Audible a lot, and when I listen to a particular story, it kind of gets absorbed into the work, and so I think about my pieces in terms of that. It reminds me of the story, like this one, the ring that I made.
Nice.
You can see that.
Yeah.
and I was listening to Romeo and Juliet on Audible.
Okay.
So that's just what I think of when I.
Right. Okay. So you get lost into a different world.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So yeah, that's really really nice thing about Audible, is it takes you away, and
Yeah.
I completely absorbed by what I'm doing and the story. So.
Right.
And
So
and also it's a quiet thing that I do mostly.
yeah. I can imagine, just getting lost in that, of just like cutting all the shapes out, stuffing.
Yeah.
It's very kind of you have to be very focused on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So,
Not much room for error.
no, I was gonna say that would be disastrous, I guess, if you chop out too much, or I guess you might be able to adapt it, but yeah, it might
change the pattern a bit, but yeah.
Yeah. So do you know roughly like how many hours involved in making that piece? 'Cause it looks like a lot.
Probably not as many as you might think. I couldn't really tell you, because I often work in bits. So I'll do a bit and then I'll do something else. Partly, I mean, not so much in piercing, but it's quite the nature of jewellery, is that you do a bit and then you have to put it in the pickle or wait, put it in the acid to be cleaned, and things like that. But not so much with piercing. But it wouldn't take me as long as a day. But
you're speedy then. So because you use lots of stones in your work as well, don't you? Which are they precious or semi-precious, or what kind of stones do you tend to use?
Semi-precious mostly. My favourites are all the blues, so I go for sapphires and aquamarine, topaz, labradorite, those kind of colours that are just really sing to me, and I can't help it, I'm just drawn to them.
Definitely. Well, yeah, seeing people's collections of stones, they are definitely kind of mesmerizing, and especially the ones where they've got like imperfections in them that you start looking into and stuff, and gotta love an opal as well.
Yes, opals. Yes, I do like opals, but particularly the blue ones. I guess I like the bolder opals particularly. Because did you see any of those when you were in Australia?
I did. Yeah, I think I did buy. Well, it's a tiny sliver of opal because I couldn't afford like a full-on one. But, I remember looking at those. I can't remember where I was now, but oh god, the colours in them are amazing, and just yum.
And to think that they just come out of the earth is just incredible.
So I went to Cooper Pedy when I was there, which is where the big sort of opal minefield is, and it's just like really barren landscape with these mounds of soil where they've dug into the ground, and then the actual town, they had all the kind of the houses and the pub underground in dug into the rock because it's so hot there. Such a weird place, but it's it was I only I think I was on a tour and we sort of literally arrived late at night and got out ridiculously early, so I didn't really see very much of it, but in the sort of place we were staying underground, you can just see these seams of like color in rock and stuff. I mean, some of it was obviously not good enough to like cut out, but when I'd imagine like if you were mining that kind of thing and you suddenly came across that, it'd be like, ooh, you found it, and just the sort of bright colors glinting in the rock is like be very exciting.
It's like I always think that about flowers, the way they kind of appear magically. Fabulous colour from something really boring, and
that's amazing.
So incredible. I wanted to show you my favourite cup, coffee morning cup.
Oh yes, the mug.
This is from Ramp Ceramics.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Oh,
Yeah, he's cool. I've got one
yeah.
of these as well, actually. But yeah.
This is the second one I had. The other one had a tree on, which was really lovely.
Okay.
But
Nice.
unfortunately, it went to the graveyard of
Yeah.
handleless mugs. So
All right. Yes. It's a sad day when that happens, but it does allow you to then. Oh, I need a new mug. What can I
yes,
do next?
yes. And, well, I can see it actually. It's up there, but I won't move it.
Right. Okay.
It's got pliers in it.
Yeah. Handleless mugs are coming useful for other things, and there's plenty of things you can put in them instead of coffee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've got plenty of them in here.
Well, I've got
Oh,
my
yeah, it makes me.
I got my
What's that?
Kyrocane mug today.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's
What kind of ribbing on it?
yeah, it's sort of slightly ribbed with a kind of yeah, I don't know what that is. A charcoal, well, it's not charcoal, but kind of a pen, like a yeah. She does lots of amazing sort of mark making and stuff, occasionally
Who's
with
that?
yellow inside. But yeah, she's
Who is that?
Kyrocane. So she's up in Welbeck Estate near the Harley Galleries in sort of Nottinghamshire, I think. But yeah, I've seen her at Ceramic Art London a few times.
I have to look it up. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I like the colours of that. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, she does some really giant pots as like big moon jars and stuff. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, at my price range one day.
When I go to the shows, when I go to the fairs, I nearly always buy ceramics. I don't buy jewellery, but I'm always drawn to the ceramics. And,
yeah,
a mug is kind of excusable
absolutely.
purchase.
It's totally
Even if it's not been a great show, you always need a new mug.
Yeah. Did anything catch your eye when you were at Bovey a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I did buy another mug.
Got to be done.
Yes, I'm just trying to think. Oh, it'll come to me in a minute, but I can't think of the name of the people. But it's lovely dark browny ones. So,
Okay.
yeah. Nice. Contrast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard when you go to the shows because, well, like you probably appreciate, you just want to find everything.
that was something. It's it's not very often that I go to a show and don't buy anything. That's a rare occurrence, but I tend to buy something. But running out of space.
I did do a lovely swap for some earrings for a skirt.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good thing to do as well, swapping. Yes,
great. Yeah, you just need two people who want to part with their goods and you're away. So.
Well, okay, Caroline, that's really lovely to chat to you and find out a bit more about what you're up to. And I'm sure we'll speak again in the future. But for now, thank you very much. And
you're welcome.
Thank you. And
lovely to talk to you,
Caroline. And I'll see you some point in the future. But for now, everyone, thank you for listening, and see you next time. All right, bye for now.
Craft Coffee Chats.